Montmartre is the artistic heart of Paris. It's a little village perched atop of the highest natural point of the French capital, which didn't actually become a part of Paris proper until the 1860s. Still, to this day, you can find little winding lanes and cobbled streets. It's also one of the most touristy places of Paris, and so you would be forgiven for thinking that there are no hidden gems left to discover. However, that's definitely not true. And so in today's video, we're going to show you the best kept secrets of Montmartre. Square Marcel, Bluestein Blanchet, is a delightful green square with views onto the Sacré-Coeur. A lot of people don't realise there's a peaceful park behind the building, as they only make it as far as the front. But in my opinion, this is definitely where the most beautiful views of the domes are. This is actually the site of a former windmill, and today it's a really nice spot to have a picnic or just enjoy the wisteria in the spring and the late blooming ones in the late summer. My personal favourite bakery nearby is Land and Monkeys, which is completely vegan. If you're an animal lover, then just a few steps away from the Sacré-Coeur, you'll find Montmartre's dog park. While everyone heads to the parvis in front of the Sacré-Coeur, if you want the very best views of the Eiffel Tower, then you'll want to head on to Rue Saint-Eleuthère. Rue Saint-Rustique is the oldest road in Montmartre. It's a delightful cobbled lane with a view onto the Sacré-Coeur. Saint-Rustique himself was actually said to have been a companion of Saint-Denis and was beheaded at the same time as him as a martyr. The Cimetière du Calvaire was in operation between 1688 and 1801. It's actually the oldest cemetery in Paris and is only home to around 85 tombs. The peculiarity of this cemetery is also that it's only open on one day of the year, November the 1st. Something that's quite funny about French is that a water tower is known as a chateau d'eau, and so this is the water castle of Montmartre. If you want to learn more about the history of Montmartre, you can actually visit the Musée de Montmartre, which we featured in another of our videos. One of the best kept secrets of Montmartre, which is admittedly a bit less of a hidden gem than just a few years ago, is the Montmartre vineyard. It was created in the 1930s, and today, every year, there's a harvest festival to celebrate the collection of the grapes. The wine is auctioned off, although it is said to be very disgusting. Many people don't realize this, but Montmartre actually has 3 cemeteries. This is the least known of the 3, and it's Cimetière Saint-Vincent. It's a bit below the highest hill of Montmartre, but it has amazing views onto the Sacré-Coeur. It's also one of the most floral of all the cemeteries in Paris. Once upon a time, the slopes of Montmartre would have been littered with windmills. All of that changed in the first half of the 20th century when more residential housing was required. This is one of my favourite streets, and it was built in 1926 on the site of a former windmill. It's called Villa Leandre, and it's actually English inspired. This is the square of Suzanne Buisson. We might be very close to Place de Lido, which is the most famous square in Montmartre, but here you'll mainly find locals hanging out. You'll also find people playing pétanque, as well as a statue dedicated to Saint Denis, who's a patron saint of France. Now, the story behind Saint Denis is that he was actually martyred in the 3rd century, but when he was decapitated, he picked up his head and carried on walking and reciting his sermon. He then died for a second time in Saint Denis, where there's now a basilica dedicated to him. Le Passe-Muraille is translated into English as the man who walks through walls. It was installed here on Montmartre in 1989 after being sculpted by Jean Marais. It's based on a short novel from 1943. As I mentioned, in times gone by, there would have been lots of windmills in Montmartre. Today, the oldest standing one is Moulin de la Galette, and this dates all the way back to the 17th century. Today, it operates as a restaurant, and it's been painted by many iconic painters. In 1898, Louis Renault built his first car. He called it the Voiturette. And the 24th of December that same year, he made a bet with his friends that that car could make it up this hill, Rue La Pique. This is the steepest hill in Montmartre, and it takes you from the bottom of the hill right to the top. Well, the car did manage to make it all the way up, and he received 12 orders for his first car. And now Renault is a worldwide brand. There are a number of independent gift shops which you can check out in Montmartre, but one of my favorites has to be this ceramic shop where you can even meet the resident cat if you're lucky. If you're a fan of the film Amelie, then it's worth noting that you can actually visit many of the locations from the film. One of the most popular, which you can actually visit, is the Café des Deux Moulins, which is the cafe of the 2 windmills. I've actually been here before, and to be honest, it wasn't that great, but you can still admire it from the outside. Montmartre Cemetery is no secret by any stretch of the imagination. It was opened to the public in 1825, and it's pretty unique in that it actually has a bridge crossing over it, which cars and buses use. If you head into the Montmartre Cemetery itself, then you'll find the burial spaces of many famous people, including the singer Dalida. Montmartre Cemetery spans about 11 hectares and it's home to around 50 very friendly cats. In fact, each time you come, you'll probably spot one. We saw one as soon as we got inside the main entrance. The only thing is that it's asked that you don't feed the cats because they have an association who comes and looks after them. So we actually managed to meet one of the ladies who feeds the cats, and she explained to us that they're actually not an association but a group of volunteers who all work together in order to make sure that the cats are fed and looked after. She also explained that you definitely shouldn't feed the cats, nor should you try and touch them. The most friendly one is called Victor and the rest are really well hidden. She estimates there's around 30 in the cemetery at the moment. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more France travel content. See you next week.